Hello, welcome to the print. I'm Amna Begam Ansari. Many have jumped in to criticize India's decision to send all party delegation to global capitals post Pahalgam. Why do we need to explain ourselves? Why seeks the world's approval? But the truth is, we are not living in isolation. We are part of a global system and narratives matter. The same people who question this initiative often complain that about how unfair the international media is towards India. If that's the case, then isn't it necessary to speak up, to engage, to write our own story in our own words before other writes them for us? While the world has slowly woken up to the threat of terrorism, especially the kind rooted in Islamist ideology, India has lived in its shadow for decades. What many outside don't fully grasp is that it isn't new for us. Bleed India with 1,000 cuts is not just a fancy phrase, it's a doctrine, a long standing military strategy. Openly followed by the Pakistani establishment, the idea has always been simple and sinister. Use terror to destabilize, divide, and exhaust India from within by fueling insurgency, funding radicalization, and turning religion into a weapon. We have lost soldiers, children's daily wage workers, and pilgrims. Every kind of Indian. This war isn't fought on conventional battleground, but in bazaars, buses, temples, and now even tourist spot. And yet somehow every time we respond, we are asked why, as if self-defense must first ask for approval. So let it be said clearly, when India responds to terror, it isn't revenge, it's resistance. It's the bare minimum a sovereign nation owes to its people. There comes a point where silence is complicity and restraint start to look like surrender. And the world needs to hear about this. Global narratives still shape global sympathies. And in a world quick to comment but slow to understand, telling our story in our words is not seeking validation, it's setting the record straight. So far, India seems to be receiving the kind of response that validate these efforts. Reports suggest that several countries are aligning with the India's zero tolerance stand on terrorism. Saudi Arabia has expressed support, stating its stand with India in its fight against the terror from Pakistan. Italy has offered bilateral cooperation. Indonesia too has extended its support. France has reiterated its solidarity and called on the democratic world to speak in one voice against terrorism. These aren't just diplomatic niceties, they are acknowledgements that India's fight is not isolated or unjustified. However, what stand out most about this delegation is not just the diplomacy, it's the image of Indians from every political party, every faith, every background coming together to represent one country with one voice. That's the real beauty of India. Unity in diversity isn't just a slogan, it's a lived reality. When people, despite their differences, set them aside to speak as one, to stand for India, that itself tell you what this country means. It's not uniformity, it's not sameness, it's strength in difference. That's the soul of India. Even Al Jazeera, never one to go easy on India, made a note of it. Inside India's parliament, they are sworn rivals, but over the past few days, they have come together. And that's the quiet success of these delegations, reminding the world that this isn't about a party lines or warmongering. It's about a nation that started when Asauddin Owaisi told Middle Eastern leader that Pakistan is the aggressor, not the victim. The message was clear. This was never a fight between religions. It's a fight for coexistence against a mindset that sees supremacy as identity. And when voices as are different as Owaisi's and the BJP says the same thing abroad, it's no longer just diplomacy. It's shared truth that India is finally done apologizing for. This movement sends a message to our nation as well. If we are to speak of unity, justice, and truth abroad, we must also uphold these values at home. The credibility of our global message depends on our strength of our democracy, the fairness of our institution, and the freedom we guarantee to our people. Our external assertiveness must be matched by internal integrity. In the end, if there is a message this delegation carries, it is this: India is not asking for sympathy, it is standing with dignity, tired but maybe not defeated, still choosing dialogue but unwilling to be silent. This is what it means to be a nation that has suffered much but still believes in the possibility of peace built not on denial but on the truth. More such a video, keep watching The Print.